Hello friends, hope you are doing good and safe. Welcome to my channel Mule API World. My name is Radhesham Pandit and today I am going to explain about the Mule message events and variables in Mule 3 and Mule 4 and what is the differences between Mule 3 and Mule 4 for Mule message events and variables. So all the details we are going to look into this video. So thanks for support in my last video which I have uploaded. So on the based on that part, I'm going to create the new video for that, which is in MuleSoft. So yeah, so let's start our topic. So yeah, so this is the about we are starting Mule message events and variables. So let me go through that one. Yeah, so see, you are seeing this this is the Mule 4 event and this is the Mule 3 event. So you can see what is the differences between in that picture. So it's clearly you are seeing in Mule 3 there were inbound properties and outbound properties, and in Mule 4 only there is the attributes only, and here also attachments was there, but in Mule 4 it was removed. So in Mule 4 there is in message that payload and attributes and variables and exception message, and in Mule 3 that message in message there are the payload and inbound outbound properties and variables, attachments and exception. Okay, so we will go in deep in next slide. So first let me explain about the Mule applications and event and processor. So see, basically you can consider this is the your Mule API, Mule applications, and this is you are getting the request from source system to the Mule API. So let me give one example. Yeah, so see, basically let's say your Mule API will be triggering by some source system. So let's say this is the mobile app or web app that they are going to send the request to your Mule application. So this Mule application is this is the your Mule application. Okay, so in that case once we receive the request to the Mule API, so the request will come to that event source, and event source will trigger that Mule API, and then that Mule API will be event source is your HTTP listener, file listener, scheduler base, whatever the details means what you are configuring in that source. So that will be your event source, and that event source will be convert to the Mule messages, and from there that event processor will be come in that picture. So that event processor will process the Mule messages and send the request to the legacy system as per the business requirements which we are calling. So basically this type of flow we will look into that Mule. So Mule is basically the integration layer to connect to the two different systems. So let's say this is the mobile app or web app that's sending the request to our Mule applications, and Mule application will going to call the legacy system that is the target system, whatever SAP, Salesforce, database, mainframe, or whatever the REST API call that you can do in our Mule API. Okay, so this is about the event source and the event processor, and let's come to the next one. So see, basically in Mule 3, when request is received by Mule to message source, it's converted into the Mule message or flow. Then start message processing when it receive in an inbound endpoint in the flow. And in Mule 4 that flow got triggered by an event. When trigger reaches to the event source of the flow, event source produce a Mule event, and Mule event travels sequentially through the component flow. Okay, now coming to the variables in Mule 3 and Mule 4. So let me explain what is the differences in Mule 3 and Mule 4 for the variable. So basically in Mule 3 there are three types of variable: flow variable, session variable, and record variable. Flow variable we can access through the flow vars, session variable is the session vars, and record variable is the record vars. Okay, and in Mule 4 there are only one variables, that is the called vars. Okay. And so basically like how you can access the variables in mule3. So like whatever you have defined the variable, so by using that component, so by using flowVars dot variable name, you can put it the variable name whatever you have defined in a component. So by using that you can access the like those variable. And then session variable same like session vars dot that variable name, and record variable also that record variable vars dot variable name. So basically record variable which is using in our batch processing. So this is the like mostly used in batch, but this is we can use in like our flow variable as per the requirement. Okay. I hope you are clear till now. Now coming to the mule4 variables, that is the vars, that is the only one variable. So let me give one example like how we can define in data view. So actually basically by using that var keyword var that variable name and equal to that whatever the value you have to assign, that you can assign that one. So this is the one variable which I'm defining in the data view, and how we can access these variables which we have defined in the data view header. So basically vars dot variable name, that my variable name is a name actually, vars dot name. So what will be my output, that whatever the value which is assigned to that particular variable, that you can like you will get that output in that data view. So this is the thing, means how we can access the variable. So this is the about the differences of mule3 and mule4 variable. Okay, let's come to the next part. So this is the payload and attributes. So let me give some example about the payload, how we can access and how we can configure that thing. So see, basically this is the one example which is the JSON file, that in JSON I have the key value pairs. So my first key name is the first name and the value is the Radhe, and second is the second attribute is the last name, that key, and the value is the Pandit. So this is the the JSON file which I have the input. So how we can access these values in data view. So basically you can just payload dot first name, so you will get that output as a like whatever you have in that particular JSON file, that will come as a output. And payload dot last name, same we are accessing these things. Okay, if you like are doing just like payload, then it will print that whole payload. So this payload you will get in that as a output. So this is about the payload which I explained. And now I'm coming to the like the attributes, how we are like accessing that in one properties like query parameters, URI parameters, like how we are accessing in that mule3 and mule4, and what is the differences in both. Okay, so see, basically you can see here like what is the difference. So basically in mule3 you can access through the message dot inbound properties dot property name, whatever the property you have to read, that you can access. And this is message dot inbound properties dot http dot query dot params dot property name. Okay, so let me give one scenario. Actually, one second. So see, basically this is the one request which I have created in Postman. So you can see this is my query parameter, the customer name equal to Radhe, customer ID equal to 123. Okay, so this is the my query parameters. So how we can access this query parameter? So basically this is the things which you can access that particular query parameter, that message dot inbound properties dot http dot query dot params dot property name. My property name is cust name. So here that cust name. So you will get that value that this value you will get in that particular this particular expression. Okay, and for URI parameters, that you can like configure that message dot inbound properties dot http dot URI dot params dot property name. So let me give where is that URI. So basically see, this is the your URI part. Basically in RAML we are defining like that cost ID. So this is your URI parameter. We always like enclosing with the curly braces. So this will go to as a URI parameters basically. So how we can access this URI parameters? Okay, so basically you can go through this like expression that message dot inbound properties dot http dot url dot params dot property name. So by using this expression you will get this value. Okay, so this is about the mule 3. Let me come to that mule 4 actually. Yeah, so in mule 4, like how we are accessing the like attributes. So basically in mule 4 there are like directly that attributes dot property. So inbound properties, all inbound and outbound properties which is removed in mule 4. So in there we can access directly to the attributes dot property name, whatever the property name you are defining, so that we can access here. And same as a query parameter, just you have to write the attributes dot query params dot property name, like property name, whatever that property name you are like here cust name, cust id, that you can give here directly and you can access those values here. So this is the, you can see the differences, like this inbound properties is removed and here only that attributes dot query params dot property name. Same comes to for the URI parameters also, that attributes dot URI params dot property name. Okay, fine. Yeah, so hope you clear till now. Okay. So this is my short video actually related to mule event and message and variables. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any doubt, any things you need, so just like comment in that comment box, and I'll get in touch with you. And if you need more details and whatever the topics you required from the MuleSoft, you basic specific needs, so just comment that particular topic. So I'll make that video for that one also, and come back with you. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please like and subscribe my channel. Yeah, thanks.